Hey there, current home buyers in the greater Seattle area. Are you struggling to find a house that you like within your budget in this crazy low inventory market we're in? Hi, I'm Morrow. I'm a local realtor in the greater Seattle area that serves clients in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. Every year, I help out several dozen home buyers just like you get into fantastic houses. And today I wanted to talk to you about 3 strategies you could implement right now with your realtor to find more potential houses that are within your budget. So these are 3 easy strategies that I have implemented and tested, and they have worked for several dozen of my past clients. Before I dive into this though, if you know anyone that might be interested in this, I would love it if you either tag them if you found this on social media, or please share this video with someone that might find So here are the 3 strategies that you could use starting right now that could help you find potentially more properties that you're looking for. All right, so strategy number 1, when creating a home search, your realtor will typically set up the home search to be within your budget and will set up the property search to be at the max that your pre-approval amount is for. So for example, if you're pre-approved for your maximum pre-approval is 600K, I'm just throwing this number out there, and you've already worked it with your lender and the numbers make sense for your maximum budget, whatever that is, you set up your search for your maximum pre-approval price or your maximum budget at 600K. That totally makes sense. I do it with my clients all the time. What I also suggest doing is setting up a secondary search that's going to be slightly above your regular your max amount of 600K, just in case there's any homeowners out there, their listings have been sitting on the market long enough that you could convince them to come down within your budget. So for example, I might set up a secondary search for a client that has a max pre-approval of 600K. I might set it from 600,000 to 650,000 with the caveat that the property has had to been on the market for at least 14 days. Longer the better. And then I will send those to my clients, and if they like any of those properties, I will reach out to the listing agent and see if there's some wiggle room on the pricing. So that's strategy number 1, super easy to implement right away. Strategy number 2, look for contingent properties. I actually just did this tonight with one of my clients that we're going to go show a contingent property tomorrow. And essentially what a contingent property is, whenever you're listing a property on the market, it's active, it's for sale, it's an active property. So that's what you'll see, like sometimes on other public websites like Zillow or Redfin, you'll see active. That means it's for sale and you could potentially buy it as a buyer. When you see that it's pending, it's under contract or pending inspection, it's under contract with a buyer, and you might be able to make a backup offer on it, but it's going to be harder. You'll have to wait to see if that deal falls through or not before you could move forward with that seller. It's under contract and that seller has it tied up with the buyer. However, a contingent property is a property where a seller has their property or their house under contract with a buyer that also has to sell their property. So it's a buyer that's also selling. Most likely it's listed as well. And it's still listed, so their property hasn't gone pending. That buyer's property is still active. So essentially what you can do is, if there's a contingent property out there that you might be interested in, your realtor can give the listing agent a call and find out if the seller is open to backup offers and open to showing it. There's some caveats because some sellers aren't comfortable with showing it while it's under contract. They have the right to though. Like we're going to go see the other one tomorrow. I just got that information from the listing agent and they're comfortable with backup offers. So what we would end up doing in that situation is, after my client goes and sees this contingent property tomorrow, if they like it, what we're going to do is we would submit an offer, and that seller will give a bump notice to their original buyer that's under contract. And then now that original buyer has a certain amount of days to either eliminate that protection in their offer, the contingency of selling. So they either have a certain amount of days to get that property sold, and if they either don't get that property under contract or they don't eliminate that contingency, that buyer that had it under contract will be bumped out of the deal, and our buyer will be able to go under contract with the seller. So it's called a bump notice. Look for contingent properties. There's not as many out there, but they're becoming more common. And this is a way that I get a couple buyers into homes every year by using this second strategy. All right, so strategy number 3, look for off-market deals. There's 3 easy ways to look for off-market properties. There's several other ways that I won't go into, but I definitely suggest exploring all routes that you can for off-market deals. But 3 things that your realtor and yourself can be doing to look for 3 easy ways to look for off-market properties are looking for expired and canceled listings, as well as for sale by owners, or FSBOs for short. Let's cover expireds and canceled real fast first. So an expired or canceled listing is when the property was on the market a while ago or whenever, but for whatever reason it didn't sell while it was on the market. Either the seller took it off the market early and that's a cancellation, or the listing ran its course. The amount of days that the listing agreement was for between the listing agent and seller, and it expired. So what's nice about these properties is it takes a little bit extra time for your realtor to go through it. Basically what would end up happening, or to do it the way that the least inconvenience for you as the buyer, would be for your realtor to basically clone your active search and set an expired or canceled search for maybe you go out 1 or 2 years, and then you look through the search, and your realtor is gonna factor in if there's any sort of market appreciation with those properties and eliminate the ones that might be way past what your current approval amount is, or not. Who knows? You can still shoot for those ones as well. But you'll go in there, and what your realtor should do is just double check to make sure that that property wasn't relisted later on or sold off market already. So a good practice is to have your realtor go into the tax records and check if that is the same property owner. And after you do that, once you get that list down, maybe you start with 100 or so, and then your realtor will probably get it down to like 25 once everything's done based on this strategy that we talked about. They'll send you that list of 25 or so. You'll look through them. And when if there's any that you like, you'll just tell your realtor, hey, I like these 5. Your realtor can attempt to make contact with either the seller or the previous listing agent. Sometimes the seller's information is hard to find, but either way, there should be some way to contact them and see if the seller is still interested in maybe making an off-market deal happen for you. So let's put this aside to a second to also talk about for sale by owners, because all of these are off-market deals, and I'll talk about the pros of making these types of deals. But a for sale by owner would be, like I said, someone that's trying to sell for sale by owner. They don't have a listing agent. So typically you will find them on either like Zillow, or you'll find them on other sites like Craigslist, some of them, other public websites. There's actually several areas that you can find for sale by owners. Zillow is probably one of the biggest ones, but your agent can help find those and connect you with listings from for sale by owners that you might be interested in. Some of these are actually on the MLS as well, because they pay a flat fee to get it listed. The seller does. Either way, it's a for sale by owner, and I'm specifically talking about the off-market ones. So when you look for either an expired or a canceled or a for sale by owner, one of the biggest advantages to making a deal or finding a house that's off market is you as the buyer have next to none competition. You'll probably go in there with no competition at all. No one knew that they wanted to sell. So you're making a really nice deal happen where you're not going to get yourself into a multiple offer situation. You can make sure the offer is written fair and you have all your protections in place, which hopefully you do anyways, but it's a really good way to get a good deal. I have a few buyers get some really good off-market deals every year. It's a great strategy to use, and it's something that's super easy that any realtor should be able to do for you. Definitely check into it. So again, to summarize and recap, These are the 3 strategies that you should be implementing right now if you're struggling finding that perfect home out there for you, just to make sure that you are exhausting all resources available to you. So again, make sure that you're setting up the search for something that's a little bit above your price point, as well as setting up a contingent search. And again, with the caveat on the ones that are above your price point, make sure you're looking for ones that have been on the market for a bit, so you might be able to negotiate. As well as lastly, look for off-market deals. And like I mentioned, there's just 3 that I just threw at you that you could easily do. And there's several others. You know, every realtor may or may not have their own channels that they find off-market and source off-market properties, but it's a really good way to go. Anyways, those were my 3 tips for you. I hope you found them helpful. I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day who are looking to make the move over here. And whether you're looking to move here in a few days, few weeks, or few months, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to get you started on your home buying journey and talk about your home buying goals for the area. Again, my name's Aaron Morrow. I'm a local realtor in the greater Seattle area, serving clients in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I hope you found it helpful. If you want to learn more about everything there is to know about buying or selling any type of property or land in the greater Seattle area, or you just want to know about the Seattle area in general, about all of its suburbs and living, working, playing, eating, sleeping in this whole area, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you can keep up and stay informed. Yeah. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.